Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner and designated broker of Keller Williams Realty, North Central Washington. Hey, thanks for tuning into our show each and every Saturday morning. I wanted to share the fact that we've been in business now about a year and a half. We have over 50 real estate agents, and there's a reason for that. Mainly, it's relationship and culture. You know, sometimes people definitely look at the money and the commissions and the splits, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships, trust, that familial connection that you have at Keller Williams. That's what we strive to do, and that's how we look at our clients. We now have offices in Brewster, Chelan, and Wenatchee. We have agents in Wenatchee, and East Wenatchee, and Cashmere, and Leavenworth, Chelan, Brewster. Really having a good time. So if you're interested in learning about why is Keller Williams Realty growing as fast as we've grown and have as many agents that are focused on their clients as we do, give us a call at 509-888-0038 or just stop by and see us at 1111 North Mission Street right here in Wenatchee. Hi, this is Russ McClellan, operating partner of Keller Williams. I want to thank you for supporting my radio show as we enter our third year of broadcasting. We are going to continue to provide an emphasis this year on real estate education by inviting our affiliate partners to share their knowledge and expertise, as well as discuss current real estate trends and topics with all of us. I'm also excited to introduce our Keller Williams brokers individually so you can get to know them as I do. Sincerely, thank you for supporting Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and friends. Call us anytime at 509-888-0038 or stop by our office at 1111 North Mission Street.
You're tuned to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan.
Hey, welcome back to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. This Saturday morning in June, I have Amanda Light, coach extraordinaire. She's actually my coach. Not that I'm extraordinaire, but she's trying hard. Appreciate it, Amanda. Thanks for calling in and doing a coaching call with one of our new rock star agents, Ashley Blakley. And by the way, if you're interested in listing your house right now, and Ashley is already in 3 months locking and loading, so give Ashley a call at 425-761-1720. She's right here in Wenatchee, understands the game, learning every day, and if there's somebody that's driven and willing to step up, because I gave her 32 and a half minutes notice today. So here we are. Hey, Amanda, so could you guys continue with your conversation about coaching and how we kind of do help people? And part of that is helping my agents as the designated broker and operating partner of this company in Wenatchee, Chelan, Brewster, Omak. You know, we're all over North Central Washington now, climbing like crazy. But I plug people into people like you that are really experts, including my own coaching. You coach me. So why don't you guys just keep going with what you were doing as far as accountability and keeping on track with your goals?
Yeah, so I had just challenged Ashley she wants to help 60 families. That's what I plan to help 120. And part of this, Ashley, would be creating a network for you of other associates around the country that have done that, because we do have many associates that have done that. So maybe after this call, we'll connect and I can point you in the direction of some that have done that to create a network to support you beyond just, the coaching call that we're doing now.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So Ash, with your goal to help many families, right? Russ, by the way, when she does that number of transactions a year, what does that do for her in terms of, because we want to also be able to tell people what that does in your market in terms of income. So this is very realistic. What kind of income could she expect at 60 transactions a year?
Well, if you look at 60 deals and the average sales price is, for easy math, let's call it $300. Actually, it's a little more than that. It's about $350,000 average sales price. So when you're talking about 60 people a year, you're talking about 5 people a month. If you're looking at, let's use 3%, although it's probably closer to 2.5%, but I can't do that math in my head. So 3% times $300,000 would be a $9,000 commission, of which you'd get 70% of that essentially. So you'd be bringing in about $6,300 in the first deals until the company dollar, which is 30% of that $9,000, right? It's about $1,800 coming to the company. When that hits a cap, and by the way, our stimulus package is being reduced to the most competitive cap in North Central Washington. We're already the largest company in North Central Washington. We're soon to get a lot larger because nobody's going to beat us with this agent stimulus. Once that hits, currently it's $25,000, then that commission, Ashley, that you're talking about would jump to 100%, essentially, not counting L&I and E&O insurance and things that you got to do, and not counting your income taxes. You're a self-employed person, but we do help people with that. As you're looking at about $8,000 or $9,000 a transaction. So you think about that, 60 times $9,000. That's a pretty good number. That's about, what is that, $540,000.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, can you live on that?
Well, and it's funny
Will that
because
accomplish all those goals you were telling me.
well, and it's funny because if you think of like I want to make $540,000 a year, that seems like such a big thing to accomplish. It's like, oh, I can't do that. But then when you break it down, which I'm sure, I mean, coaching, that's what you do is break it down to, okay, well, that only means 5 people a month. That's kind of the cool part. So you change your mindset to it, and then it seems attainable.
So when we do the 5 transactions, when we help the 5 consumers, you're helping a lot of people, and you're providing a great income to fund the life that you were describing earlier in terms of the investments and time and all the hobbies that you wanted to pour into as well. So, so $540,000. So that's a pretty strong income. Outside of real estate, what would you do in Chelan to make that kind of money?
Oh, I don't even. I have no idea. Probably something that I wouldn't enjoy as much. Something that would, have me in front of a computer for 12 hours a day, and
Yeah.
So
let's see if we can turn this furlough or whatever it was you got laid off. Is it turn COVID into a real blessing for you and everyone around you? How about that?
Yeah.
So when we are, where are we at right now? I know you just got started. Are you managing a pipeline of consumers that, have raised their hand to be helped, or are we still working on building that? Tell me kind of what's going on in your business right now.
I'm still working on building it. I have, probably 10 or 12 people that I'm currently, talking to about financing and kind of what we can do. And, they're at varying stages, either wanting to buy now or within the next year. I do have one listing at the moment, which, yay. So I don't have too many people in the pipeline, but I'm trying to, stay on top of connecting with friends and, people I haven't talked to in quite a few years. So I'd say there's at least a couple hundred there of people I can reach out to.
So if you have a couple hundred people in your database, in working through the Keller Williams systems, we typically see 10 to 15% a year in return on that. And it comes out to be a 12 ratio. So for every 12 people or 12 families that you have in your database, we typically, when we get that onto a system where you're becoming the real estate expert and providing consistent information to them about real estate, we see that one of those 12 families each year would raise their hand and say, can you help me with a transaction, either buying, selling, or investing in real estate? And then 1 in 12 will give you a referral for somebody else that it's not them personally, but it's somebody that they know that they think they trust you to help. And so if we were to do that, so let's just say that came out to 15%. You have 200 people in your database. You're talking about 30 transactions. So you're halfway to that 60 number just out of your database. Now, it takes a little bit of time to build up to those ratios, but that would definitely be one source of business for you, is the people that already know you, like you, trust you, and being able to become their real estate expert. So when we're looking at building a business, we're typically looking at starting with 3 sources of business. Okay, so your sphere you would always want your sphere of influence, is what we call it. You always want that to be one of the sources. So we're going to know that when we're building out your plan, again, I'm going to stretch you to 120, that a quarter of that is going to come off of the database that you currently have, right, off of those relationships that you currently have. Okay, Now we're going to need to come up with at least 2 more. And when we're starting out, I recommend 3. 3 sources, one of which we just talked about is your top performers, like the people that sell thousands of homes a year. They can tell you exactly how many transactions or how many families they're helping from each of their niche sources of business, and they will never have more than 5. So you might build it over time to more than 3. And in the beginning, we want to see what is like the thing that you're going to go in and be the specialist at. Have you already identified some other sources of business for people that you don't know?
No.
Okay. All right. So we think about some possibilities. So just do a little brainstorm here. Like what are some other lead sources that might be available to you that would get you in front of some people that are ready, willing, and able, or considering buying, selling, or investing that you don't know yet? What would be some options?
Well, starting out new, I've tried to think of systems that don't cost me any money because, of course, I paid the money to get into this, and I'm like, I'd like to make a little bit of money before I spend more. Something that's great that Keller Williams gave me the opportunity to work with is a system called Sync. So with that, it's helping me bring in these leads, and then just giving that referral back to the office. And I had also looked into maybe geographical farming. So, finding those neighborhoods where I can send out the postcards or just kind of, hey, this is me. Kind of my plan of doing open houses and being out in the community kind of went to crap when COVID hit.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me into the spiral of like, okay, what do I do now that isn't going to cost me a whole lot to sustain?
Yeah. Well, I love that you're not going to go spend money on lead generation right away, and we actually don't recommend that you do that. There's plenty of ways to build relationships by just coming of service to people in your community that don't require you to go buy those leads. So I think that's fantastic that your mindset is already that way. And maybe open houses will come back, and when they do, that's a great way to get people, and for your sellers just as much as for the buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way. So hopefully that will return. We're seeing some people do some interesting things. If that's something that you think you'd like to focus on, we're seeing some people do some really interesting things virtually. People are in different parts of the country where they're on varying levels of lockdown. People are actually buying homes that they're not actually setting foot in before they close on them, which is a paradigm shift for our entire industry. However, there's lots of creative ways to do virtual open houses, video open houses. We're even seeing, I don't know if you guys have like a Street of Dreams or a Parade of Homes or something like that anymore. We're even seeing those go virtual and have tens of thousands of people go through these homes. So
we're going to come to an end.
Eliminate that.
Yeah, we got to come to an end of another segment. Man, they go fast. I'm sitting here learning, writing down notes. All right, Amanda, we're going to come back with one more segment and talk about what it's really like. I mean, Ashley's been in the business 90 days, and she's already I'm very, very impressed. I appreciate you coming on, Amanda. We'll be back in just a few minutes with a little bit more coaching.
Home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.